Hi, in this video we're going to look at the page background elements. So let's start. I'm going to bring WordPress to the screen. So if I look at WordPress straight away, my landing page is looking like this. It says demo page and it's just using the WKS blog theme. And I'm going to go into the dashboard. So we'll pop into the dashboard and we'll just go to the pages. So the very first thing I need to go into edit, so just go edit there, and over here this is my page attributes. I'm going to change the page attributes from being the default template. I'm going to change it over to a WKS with a header, so give that a click and then just update the page. Just go back, make sure those changes have taken effect, do a refresh, and there we go, it's all changed over. So let's get on with changing the background elements. Well, the background elements consist of three areas. We're going to cover those now. The first area is BG color, so this is BG color as the code, and BG obviously meaning background, and then we use a hexadecimal code, or we can use a word for the color that we want to use. So for the moment let's just use a word. Let's say red, and I'll just say add custom field, and now I go back to the page and do a refresh. See now the page itself has gone completely red. So that's good. Let's go back and change it to blue, so just type in blue there and hit the update button. Come back to here and do a refresh again. You see it's gone blue. So we can use lots of different colours just by typing them in there, or we can use hexadecimal numbers or hexadecimal codes to represent colours. So start off with, I hit the gate key. And then the hexadecimal numbers are actually made up of 6 digits. There's the first 2 digits are for red, and then the second 2 are for green, and then the last 2 are for blue. So if I wanted to complete black, I just type in 6, 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I just say update, and then come back and do a refresh, you'll see that it goes black. And if I want it to be completely white, I just put a load of F's in, because it's hexadecimal, it goes from 0 to F. So put in a load of F's and just update that, come back and do a refresh again. You see it's now gone completely white. Okay, so let's make that some sort of make it a dark blue colour. So I'll put in 0, 0 for red, 0, 0 for green, and I'll put in 3, 3 for the blue element. Do an update, I'll come back and just make sure it's changed, and there we are, it's a dark blue. So we can see we can change the colours very easily for the page background. Now let's see something else we can do, which is add an image. So this particular code, I'm going to use sorry, let's start again. I'm going to actually use an image from my library, but I need to tell it what code to use, and the code for that is BG image. Okay, now I'm going to go and find the image that I want to use. So I come up to my library, click on here, and I just go and have a look in my media library, and I'm looking for some sort of background that I could use. Let's go to my next range in the media, and keep looking. I'll look for a stripe. I think we'll go for a different colour. I tend to use black an awful lot. Let's go for white. So what I'll do now is I hit show for that particular image, and come down here. I'm looking for this line that says link URL. Now everything else here doesn't matter. I'm not interested in anything there. I just want this particular line here. So I just put my mouse at the start of the line and highlight it all. I just use Control A there on the PC keyboard, and then I right click and just copy that particular line and close that down. And then come back down to this BG image and do paste, and then just add that in. So let's go back and see what effect that has had. So we've got this graduated from white and it's going to the blue. Now this is a PNG file, and it's a transparent file, so there's white at the top part of the image and then it fades to transparent. So any colour I have as the background will show through. So we've used blue, so we see blue. If I'd made it red, we'd then obviously see it go from white to red. Okay, but if we look down the page here, we can see that it suddenly goes white. That's because the image itself is actually repeating. So it's repeating going across the page, the horizontal, the x-axis, but it's also repeating going down the page, the y-axis. So I need to change that. So I'm going to use my last code now, which is bg repeat, and all I have to do now is type in repeat and tell it which way I want it to repeat. Well, I want it just to repeat across the page, the X. So I type in repeat minus X. If I wanted it going just down the page, I'd say repeat minus Y. So now just do an update or an add, then come back to my page and do an update, and you can see now that that bottom part has now disappeared, and we've just got the graduation going across the top. So there we are. There are the codes that are used for the background elements, so BG color, BG image and BG repeat.